What's happening, YouTube? Again and again and again, Trump and ICE continue to get humiliated. Last night we had a history-making Grammy where we saw KDOT, Billie Eilish, Bad Bunny, and Trevor Noah not only entertain but make history with awards that were won, while Trevor Noah presided over the whole thing. And what made this thing good was what has happened in history in the past. When movements get started, it's usually the intersection of music, pop culture, and hip hop that help these movements get the fire they need to keep going. In this video, you're going to see a video by Tyler Brian Cohen. I'll link his YouTube channel in the video description, where he goes through everybody and their funny moments where they just absolutely eviscerate ICE and Trump. And you'll also see an interview he did with Stephanopoulos talking about just the pure foolishness of Trump and him thinking any publicity is good publicity, and it's not. And what I have to say before I let you guys get to that video, with everything that has come out with ICE, everything that has come out with the Epstein files, if you are an Anglo-Saxon who was madder than a hornet in water at Michael Vick and dogfighting, at R. Kelly and his issues, P. Diddy and his freak-offs, but you don't got that same energy for Trump, you are dead to me. You don't need to be in America, and you certainly don't need to be voting. Shut up. And now, mind you, I was mad at all those individuals I named. They needed justice, and right now justice is being served for all of them. Michael Vick did his time. Now he's back coaching. If you can't admit to me why you don't got that same energy for Trump when all the writing is on the wall, just go ahead and admit you're a racist and you're a double standard person. Check out this video by Tyler Brian Cohen, and I'll be back tomorrow for a live show covering politics. I'm out.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that quote. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
I know that for Trump, any attention is good attention, but something tells me that what we just saw at the Grammys is not going to sit particularly well with him. The show opened with this dig at Trump's new #1 fan, Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues. Actually, Nikki, I have the biggest ass. I have it. Everybody's saying it, Nikki. I know they say it's you, but it's me. Wop, wop, wop. Look at it. Look at it, baby.
So while I'm sure it might have felt good for Nicki Minaj to have a narcissist slobber all over her because she gave him the affection and the attention that he so desperately craves, the reality is that the cost of aligning herself with the guy running secret police raids across the country is abundantly clear in that room. And to that end, the mood at the Grammys then turned decidedly anti-ICE, not dissimilar to the mood across the country. Here, for example, is Bad Bunny.
I'm gonna say, ICE out. We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans. Also, I want to say to the people, I know it's tough to know, not to hate on these days, and I was thinking, sometime we get contaminados. I don't know how to say that in English. The hate get more powerful with more hate. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love. So, please, we need to be different. If we fight, we have to do it with love. If, we don't hate them, We love our people, we love our family, and that's the way to do it. With love. Don't forget that, please. Thank you. Thank you, God.
And here's Billie Eilish.
No one is illegal on stolen land. And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter, and I say sorry.
Here's Shabuzi.
Immigrants built this country, literally. Actually, so this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity, to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. I love y'all so much. Thank you.
Here's Olivia Dean, who won a Grammy for Best New Artist.
I guess I want to say I'm up here as a granddaughter of an immigrant. I wouldn't be here. I'm a product of bravery, and I think those people deserve to be celebrated. So yeah, we're nothing without each other. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Here's Kehlani.
What I want to make sure that I say is that everybody is so powerful in this room and in this room later. And together we're stronger in numbers to speak against all the injustice going on in the world right now. Yeah. So instead of letting it be just a couple few here and there, I hope everybody's inspired to join together as a community of artists and speak out against what's going on. And I'm gonna leave this and say, fuck ICE.
I mean, hell, even the red carpet had a tribute to the protesters of ICE's brutality. Here's Bonnie Vare.
I want to ask about the whistle. Obviously, it's very prominent. What does it stand for?
It's to honor the observers in Minneapolis. You know, they blow the whistles when they see ICE come in, and they're there to protect their community, and they've been doing it for weeks in 30 below. And I think that kind of work, it's really great to stop here and to celebrate music and to talk about the power of music and to recognize each other. But I think the real work is in the streets of Minneapolis right now, and I'm just here to honor them as well.
So why does this matter? Because politics is downstream of culture, and culture dictates the national mood. In the lead up to the 2024 election, there was a big backlash against progressivism in this country. You can disagree with the merits of it, but you can't disagree that it happened. The whole reason that the Manosphere podcast exploded is because they led the charge for Trump and Republicans against the quote-unquote woke left. Now that's gone. In fact, those same Manosphere podcasters are trashing Trump on a daily basis. And now, far from those musicians remaining silent on Donald Trump, they feel comfortable enough to openly condemn him. That doesn't happen in a vacuum. And millions of people will watch this and use these messages as not only a bellwether for where the national mood actually is, but a permission structure to speak out themselves. I'm not here to delude anybody about the outsized impacts that a few celebrities are going to have in politics, but I'm also not here to pretend that what we're seeing tonight at the Grammys is happening in a vacuum. By the way, I know that Donald Trump and his fans are going to scoff at this and say, this is just some big liberal gathering and everybody in that room has TDS. Let's be clear. These are the people who Trump wants validation from. Trump's whole life is his desperation to gain acceptance into the clubs of people who don't want him, so he can pretend that he hates New York and the NFL and all the liberal, elite, high society, whatever, but his disdain is born out of jealousy, not contempt. In fact, I spoke about that with Jim Acosta. Here's what he had to say. We often hear that Trump just wants to surround himself with these right-wing outlets, but the reality is we know Trump wants to be in these clubs. Like when yes. He years and years ago, he wanted to own an NFL team, and the owners yes. Agreed not to allow him to buy an NFL team, and he ended up buying a USFL team and basically ran not only his team but the entire league into the ground. The league was I mean he bankrupted the entire.
To go to Davos.
Correct.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. And so I'm curious about this, because you're saying here that if the networks deprive him of the oxygen that they can give him, Are you saying basically that even though he will rail against these legacy outlets, New York Times, CNN, ABC, NBC, until he's blue in the face, that in reality, he's really looking like it wouldn't be enough for him to just get attention from Breitbart and The Blaze and OAN and Fox News. Like it is, even though he rails against them, does he actually crave the validation from these networks that he so often complains about?
He absolutely does. And, there's some missing piece inside of his soul that craves this validation on the part of the mainstream press.
Yeah.
And I think, this is a vulnerability on his part, and it ought to be exploited, quite frankly. But on top of that, it's just the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do to stand with our fellow journalists. And this is not a time for people in, the networks and the brand name news outlets to be petty and vindictive and be like, well, so this person might say, I don't like Don Lemon, and so on and so forth. That all has to be tossed to the side. We have to stand on principle here. And the principle is that the freedom of the press is not negotiable. It is not something that can be toyed with. It is not. Once we go down this slippery slope and say, well, I don't like the way Don did this or that, so I guess, maybe he should spend some time in jail. Give me a break. We can't do that in this country.
So look, I can all but guarantee you that Trump is going to post some unhinged attack on the Grammys and the artists as being deranged anti-Trumpers. But the theme of this evening, again, does not happen in a vacuum. This is basically cause and effect. He thought he can try and rule like a dictator. America's pushing back. Cause and effect. He thought he had a glide path to autocratic rule, and instead, he's getting a swift lesson in just how much of an appetite, or lack thereof, there is to turn the U.S. into Putin's Russia or Kim Jong-un's North Korea. Donald Trump and the Republicans have lost their grip on culture in this country, and that is a dangerous place to be, especially in an election year, as any Democrat can tell you. So even though Donald Trump refuses to take an ounce of responsibility, the reality is that he's learning a quick lesson in responsibility regardless. Oh, and one more thing for Donald Trump.
While I have you here, can I ask you a favor? If things keep getting worse in America, can I come live with you in Puerto Rico?
Trevor, I have some news for you. Puerto Rico is part of America, so it's just...
Don't tell them. Don't tell them, Benny. I need a plan B. Shh.